Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Going the Distance. This is episode 85. Can you believe we've done 85 episodes? I can't, but I want to welcome the new members who are just joining me for the first time, and I want to welcome back the members who've been joining me from the beginning. Your support is greatly appreciated. So before we get started, hit that thumbs up button and like the video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode when I post a video, when I post a short, whenever I do any of that. So some of the topics we're going to cover today is T.J. Watt signed a mega year extension. We had two retirements in the NFL. We had a signing in the NBA. And then we've got some golf news, some music news, and then the What We're Listening To segment. So first we're going to start out with T.J. Watt and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, T.J. Watt signed, a mega deal, a 4-year, $123 million deal with the Steelers. Now, a few weeks ago, I remember telling you guys that T.J. Watt said he was willing to sit out if he didn't get his extension. Well, he got his extension, his 4-year, $123 million. Must be nice for Pittsburgh to have that type of cash on them, to give somebody that type of deal that, honestly, I don't think he deserves. Is he a good player? Yes. Is he worth $123 million? No. And I did a poll a few days ago that said, is T.J. Watt worth $123 million? This is the $123 million question. 67% of y'all said, yes, he is worth it. Now, explain to me why y'all think he's worth $123 million, where the 33% say, nah, he's not worth it. And I'm with the 33%. Because what's going to happen, and I can already tell you what's going to happen, y'all. He signed this deal. He got his money. He got his years. So now what's going to happen is he's going to go out this season and he's going to get hurt. Just like everybody who signs these mega deals do. They get their money, they get hurt, and they're out for the season. So they waste a season of their new contract on the shelf. And that's what's going to happen to TJ. It's just like with the Madden curse. You get on the cover of Madden, that way you know the person's going to get hurt. The only people who didn't get hurt on the cover of Madden were Josh Allen, and I believe Tom Brady has been on it twice, and I believe it was the second time. He didn't get hurt. So, TJ, congratulations. You now need to prove that you're worth 4 years, $123 million. Because from where I stand, you're not worth it. And as I said, you 67% of the pollsters that said yes. Explain to me why you think he's worth it. Drop it in the comments. So, moving on, we're going to talk about Phillip Rivers, who officially retired as a Charger. Now, I know, Peter, Phillip Rivers, he's an old-timer. He hadn't played in 4 years, because we haven't had the 2025 season yet. He hadn't played in 4 years. The last time he played was with Indianapolis in 2020. That's right. And they said he retired back then, but he didn't really file the papers, I don't think. He officially retired as a Charger yesterday. And y'all, I couldn't be more happy for him. If I had to put down the quarterbacks who I think deserve a ring, who don't have one, he would be in that lineup. In his career, he had 421 touchdowns, 209 interceptions. He had a 63,440 passing yards. His passing attempts were 8,134. His pass completions were 5,277. He was the NFL Comeback Player of the Year in 2013. He's an 8-time Pro Bowler. He was the NFL passing yards leader in 2010, the NFL passing touchdown co-leader in 2008, the NFL passer rating leader in 2008, completion percentage leader in 2013, and he was the San Diego Chargers' 50th anniversary team. So he was good. Now here's the thing. He came out of college. He went to NC State, and he was drafted in 2004, round 1, pick 4. Now, that being said, he was really round 1, pick 1 in the 2004 draft. Now, why does it say he's the 4th pick? That's because he was picked when Eli Manning was picked. And I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Eli was the first overall pick that year. Philip was the 4th pick. However, the Giants had the 4th pick and San Diego had the 1st pick that year. Eli wasn't happy that he got drafted to the Chargers, so before Philip even got drafted in the 4th pick, the Giants and the Chargers had made this deal, had made this trade that said, we'll trade you, San Diego, we'll trade Eli Manning to the Giants, and we'll give our draft pick to you, whoever that is. And that happened to be Philip Rivers. So Philip ended up going to the Chargers, and Eli went to the Giants. So that's how that ended up. And and it all worked out in the end because I couldn't see Philip Rivers as a Giant player. Honest to goodness, I couldn't do it. But congratulations on a fantastic career, Philip. I can't wait to see what you do in retirement, and you deserve everything, buddy. Moving on, Jimmy Graham retired from the NFL today after 13 seasons, and he retired as a Saint, which he should have done because that's where he spent the majority of his time. He was drafted in 2010 in the 3rd round, the 95th pick overall, to the New Orleans Saints. He played 4 years with the Saints. Wow. Thought he did longer with the Saints. And then he played 2 years with the Seahawks, a year with the Packers, a year with the Bears, and then he took a year off. He took the 2022 season off, came back, he retired the first time. And I don't know if he didn't file papers, I don't know what happened. But then he came back and re-signed with the Saints for the 2023 season. Well, that was all. He signed a 1-year deal, and then he was out. Free agency. Nobody picked him up last year. He retired as a Saint this year. He's 38 years old, and he was one of the best tight ends after people like Tony Gonzalez. So, I put him at the top. Could he have won more Super Bowls or a Super Bowl? Yes, he could have. Had he been on that New Orleans Super Bowl team, had he been on that Green Bay team, had he just been one more year, had he just been a year less with Seattle, if he had been there, I think it was 2014, he would have had a Super Bowl with the Seahawks. But beggars can't be choosers, and I'm going to put you in that with players who deserve a ring who never got a ring. He made the first team All-Pro in 2013, second team All-Pro in 2011. He's a 5-time Pro Bowler, and he's the NFL receiving touchdown leader in 2013. He had 719 receptions, 8,545 receiving yards, and 89 receiving touchdowns. So congratulations to you, Jimmy. Let's see what you do in retirement. Are you going to sign with a major label like Fox or NBC or ESPN to cover football? Let's see. Can't wait to find out, though. Moving on, we're going to talk a little bit about Chris Paul and the LA Clippers. Chris Paul signed a 1-year deal to return to the Clippers. Now, he started his career with LA, and then he bounced around for a while, didn't really have a set team for a little while, and then he finally made it back to the Clippers. So congratulations to you, Chris. I hope you made it home, and can't wait to see what you do this coming season. Moving on to golf, we're going to talk a little bit about Scotty Scheffler. He wins the golf championship last week, or the golf tournament last week, at 17 under. Now, he dominated last week. He started the day, he started Sunday at like 15 under, and his opponent was at 9 under. The person who came in second, Harris English, finished the weekend at 13 under. So I think, Scotty, there's a reason you're number one. And this is why right here. This is your third Open win this year. Your third championship win this year. Sorry, y'all. I had to yawn a little bit. And you're dominating, man. You are absolutely dominating this year. And I can't wait to see what you do later on. More into the rest of the season to see if you can win it all. I see people are comparing you with Tiger Woods right now, but I'm happy for you, buddy. Moving on to some music news. We've finished with the sports news today. Just as a reminder, 22 years ago today, and this is the 22nd of July, 3 Days Grace released their debut album, which I can't believe was 22 years ago. It's absolutely unbelievable because I've been listening to y'all for 22 years. Songs like I Hate Everything About You, Just Like You, all that. I've been listening to all that for 22 years. And just to think, I'm going to hear y'all sing those songs in September is just unbelievable. Can't wait. Can't wait. Moving on to some sadder news. Ozzy Osbourne has passed away at just a few minutes ago at the age of 76. He was battling Parkinson's disease. And it's sad because a few weeks ago, or about a week and a half ago, he just did his very last concert. And everybody was saying in this concert or after the concert, that this was his farewell to the fans, to touring. They said that he was retiring from touring, but he had Parkinson's disease, so he was retiring from touring and the music business. So we're going to do a little discography on him, even though that he's not what we're listening to. With this breaking news, I feel like we need to go through he's had 13 studio albums, 5 EPs, 5 live albums, 7 compilation albums, 65 singles, 9 video albums, and that's just music videos you've put on a CD, and 41 music videos. Now, a lot of y'all know him as lead singer of Black Sabbath, and he was with them back in the 70s, and then he broke out on his own and had major success as a solo artist. And of course, he had his kids, Kelly and Jack. And at the last concert, Kelly actually got engaged to one of the members from Slipknot. So that was exciting. I believe it was the drummer from Slipknot. And Ozzy had no idea. But I know today's a sad day for you Ozzy Osbourne fans out there. So just listen to him loud and proud, and just know that his music will live on, just like we celebrated somebody else's life 2 days ago on July 20th in Chester, Bennington. And on July 20th was marked 8 years that Chester passed away. And it hit me hard 8 years ago because Linkin Park has been one of my all-time favorite bands for the past 25, 30 years. And the fact that he wasn't he hadn't been around in 8 years and I haven't heard him sing any new music in 8 years is heartbreaking. Mike Shinoda said yesterday that he was in an interview and somebody asked him about One More Light. Why do y'all not play the song One More Light in concert? Because that was a tribute song to Chris Cornell back in 2017 when they released the song. They released the song as a single, and I remember on that year they were on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Linkin Park was, and they were going to sing their song Heavy. And Chester says that we were going to sing Heavy, but in the light of Chris Cornell passing away, we're going to sing One More Light in tribute to you, Chris. Not knowing that a few months later, us Linkin Park fans would be singing One More Light for you, Chester, because you left us a few months after that in July. So it was, it was a hard day on the 20th for Linkin Park fans remembering Chester. But yes, I was a little sad thinking about it, but I also know that his music lives on in his, on the Linkin Park albums. When you go hear Linkin Park live, you're going to hear his influence in the band. Even though he's no longer with us and Emily is singing his versions now, I know it's not the same, but it's still his music and his emotion and all that. So I just want to say my heart goes out to the Linkin Park fans still, and I just blare Linkin Park just like you blare Ozzy Osbourne, because it's weird that Ozzy and Chester have both died around the same time, just 8 years apart. Ozzy today at 76 and Chester 8 years ago. So now we're going to talk about the What We're Listening To segment. Let's lighten it up a little bit. Let's not be so sad. Let's make it happen, y'all. The What We're Listening To segment, we're listening to the Goo Goo Dolls. They're an alternative pop rock band from Buffalo, New York. They formed in 1986. I found out about them in 1998 with their song Slide. They had their debut album was self-titled. However, they didn't gain mainstream success until around 95, 96 with Dizzy Up the Girl, which had Slide and all that on it. My favorite song from them is a song called Name, and that was from their album A Boy Named Goo. But then they had Dizzy Up the Girl with Slide and Iris and Broadway and all that. They've had 14 studio albums, 39 singles, 43 music videos, 7 compilation albums, 5 live albums. Their newest album is Chaos in Bloom, which they recorded in 2022. And my favorite album from them, I actually have their greatest hits, but I would recommend A Boy Named Goo and Dizzy Up the Girl, because A Boy Named Goo has Name and Dizzy Up the Girl has Slide and Iris and all that. Plus, I would listen to the greatest hits too, so you get a good idea of of their real sound. And they're just really good. So one of my favorites. Absolutely one of my favorite 90s bands, because they have a good 90s sound to them. And so everybody go check out Goo Goo Dolls, listen to Linkin Park in memory of Chester, listen to Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne in remembrance of Ozzy, who passed away today at 76 years old. And just remember, life is short, so live your life to the fullest. That's about all I've got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. As always, hit the thumbs up, like the video, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Have a good rest of the week, a good weekend, and we will be back next week. God bless.